Juan Soto has had one of the most dominant starts to an MLB career that we've ever seen. After his meteoric rise to the minor leagues, where he played a grand total of only 122 games, he took the majors by storm and collected a World Series championship while he was at it. He's had the power to rival the league's best, and better plate discipline than a vegan at a barbecue. In just 5 short years, he's walked, trotted, and shuffled his way into our hearts. So without further ado, let's talk about Juan Soto.
Outside ball 4.
What a walk. Juan Soto is on for the 4th time. I mean,
At 16 years old in July of 2015, Juan Soto signed for $1.5 million as an international free agent with the Washington Nationals. That year, Soto ranked 25th in MLB's international prospect rankings, trailing the likes of Andrés Giménez, Christian Pache, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. At the time of his signing, scouts noted his advanced approach and mature swing for his age, comments that would age incredibly well over the following years. And although they also made note of his below-average speed and average arm, it was understood that he would more than make up for that at the plate. Now, to say that Juan Soto had a meteoric rise to the minor leagues is an understatement. At every level and opportunity that he was given, he proved that his skill level was far beyond the competition despite his age. Soto's brief minor league journey began in the Rookie Ball Gulf Coast League, where he played for the GCL Nationals as a 17-year-old. Over the course of the 45 games he spent there, he put up a 3.45 slash line while homering 5 times with 14 walks. He then spent the rest of 2016 in Low A, where he continued his dominance over the remaining 6 games. In 2017, despite an injury limiting him to only 32 games over the full season, he once again put up a 3.45 slash line, predominantly in Single A Hagerstown. His performance up to this point in the minors was already wildly impressive. But in 2018, Soto really proved that the minors were no place for him. He would start off the year once again in Single A Hagerstown, but after slugging .814 over 16 games, he was quickly promoted to High A, where he proceeded to slug .790 over his next 15 games. The Nationals promoted him once again, this time to Double A in Harrisburg, where, judging by his numbers, the competition was still no match for him. With his unbelievable performance and a major league squad plagued with injuries at the time, the Nationals decided to give him a chance at the major league level. A decision Juan Soto would justify over a historically dominant 19-year-old season, rivaled only by some of the best to ever play. Over Soto's 5 seasons in the majors, he's already collected more hardware by age 23 than a lot of players do over a full career. With 3 Silver Slugger awards, 2 All-Star appearances, a Home Run Derby win, and most importantly, a World Series championship. In his first season, he quickly placed himself among elite company, as only the 3rd player to hit over 20 home runs as a 19-year-old, joined by Tony Conigliaro and Bryce Harper, who did it 6 years prior with the Nationals. But despite his electric rookie season, he would place runner-up in Rookie of the Year voting to Ronald Acuna Jr., who had a ridiculous season himself. The next year, Soto would put up similar rate stats to his rookie outing, but with 34 more games, counting stats like his home runs and walks saw a good jump. The bright lights of the playoffs didn't slow him down either, as he put up a .927 OPS on his way to a World Series championship. In the shortened 2020 season, Soto displayed a masterclass in hitting over his 47 games, leading the National League in all 3 triple slash stats. And in the past 2 seasons, he's continued his dominance at the plate, leading the NL in walks both years and maintaining his power. Over 617 games in the majors up to this point, Soto has 125 home runs, 508 walks to his 448 strikeouts, and a .950 OPS, making him one of the most valuable hitters in the game. So let's take a closer look at how he's done it. So, what makes Soto so dominant at the plate? Well, it's a combination of his advanced plate discipline for his age, and the power to punish pitchers when they do put one over the plate. Since 2018, when Juan Soto entered the league, he's led all qualified batters in walk rate at 19%, with the next closest player being Mike Trout at 16.6. It should be no surprise then that he also led the league in full count walks these past couple years. His ridiculous walk rate is a product of his refusal to swing at pitches outside of the zone. Since entering the league, his swing percentage on pitches outside of the zone has only been 20.1%, placing him second among qualified batters, trailing only Kevin Biggio of the Toronto Blue Jays. That discipline at the plate placed him firmly in the 100th percentile for chase rate this past season, but his mature plate approach only accounts for one side of the coin, with the other being his power and ability to barrel the ball. Last year, Soto ranked in the 85th percentile for average exit velocity and the 86th percentile for barrel percent. His combination of discipline and power has made him one of the toughest hitters in the league to get out, because he doesn't seem to have any glaring weaknesses. Even his use of the field when he bats has been pretty even, with a career pull percentage of 36.8% so far. Because of this, the pitching approach to Soto really doesn't seem to have evolved much. He's seen about the same amount of fastballs, off-speed, and breaking pitches since he entered the league, and his pitch charts by zone basically show that the strategy has just been to make good pitches on the edges. Not exactly a revelation. Now, moving on to the weaker parts of Soto's game, he's consistently been a below-average defender in the outfield, putting up negative defensive value every year so far. And he's certainly not been much of a threat with his speed either, with negative base running value every year except for his rookie season. These weaknesses were noted by scouts years ago though, and his historically good batting for his age more than makes up for it. With Soto's dominance at the plate just 5 short years into his career, his comparisons will no doubt be some of the greatest to ever play the game. Since Soto's value comes from his discipline and power, let's look at which players in history have had an OPS above 900 and an on-base percentage greater than 400 over at least 2,500 plate appearances between the ages of 18 and 23. The names surrounding him are very few: Mel Ott, Ted Williams, Mickey Mantle, and Jimmy Fox. By these metrics, Soto possesses a batting skill set rivaled only by 4 legendary Hall of Famers and not seen since the likes of Mantle in the 1950s. Offensively, Soto compares best to Mantle as up to age 23, they share similar slash lines and stolen base totals. But where Soto bests Mantle in plate discipline, Mantle far surpasses Soto in defensive value. Defensively, Soto compares best to Williams, but is still far surpassed in his batting stats where it's really no competition at all. As far as comparing Soto to players in Nationals and Padres history, no players match his combination of age and batting skill very well. But the closest comparisons would likely be Vladimir Guerrero between 1996 and 1998 with the Expos, prior to them moving to Washington, and Fernando Tatis Jr. between 2019 and 2021 for the Padres, both with over 1,000 plate appearances and an OPS above 900. In summary, Juan Soto is one of the greatest hitters we've ever seen up to age 23. He had one of the most impressive rises through the minor leagues in recent memory, and has continued to dominate at the major league level. Over his 5 seasons up to this point, he's already accumulated multiple awards including a World Series championship. His combination of plate discipline and power at his age places him in elite company in baseball history with the likes of Mickey Mantle and Ted Williams, and it'll be interesting to see what he does in the next 20 years. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm Jack of All Baseball, and I'll see you next time.